Welcome to the Positive Pants Podcast. Mindset, motivation, and inspiration to help you find your positive pants. Let go of negative thinking and stop living for the weekend. With your host, Fran Excel.
So welcome to the show. As always, it's Fran Excel Mindset Coach, helping you find your very own pair of positive pants so you can get out of your own way and live a life that you love. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm very grateful you've chosen to put me in your earbuds today. Please do hit the subscribe button so you don't miss anything, and do leave me a review. I love reading them, and it really helps me get found by other people who need to hear what I share. I'd also love you to email me your mindset and productivity questions or topics you'd love me to cover to hello@franexcel.com, because I know a lot of you think I'm inside your heads because you tell me all the time. But if I don't know what you need, I can't give it to you. So let me know.
So do you listen to your intuition, let alone actually use it? You know, you hear that whisper in the back of your mind or that feeling in your gut, but do you pay attention or ignore it? What even is intuition anyway? You know, it's that little whisper in the back of your mind leading you towards or away from something or someone. When you meet someone and you just feel a vibe, you know, that something's off, or you're completely drawn to them, or that potential business partner where you just get a feeling that it's not quite right, you can't put your finger on it. Or that thing where you kind of have a pull towards, you know, something where you get weird synchronicities, but you just ignore it. I like to think of it as my very own Spidey senses. And it's so freaking helpful to learn how to tap into it, because it can lead you towards some amazing places and opportunities and away from some potentially bad ones. Having your intuition or your gut, I will use them interchangeably, by your side in business, I think is paramount. Every time I've not listened to my intuition, it has steered me wrong. Yes, I've learned valuable lessons that I'm incredibly grateful for in the process, but it could have potentially been avoided in the first place had I listened to my gut. So you tend to either get the vision or the results that you really wanted, or the lessons you really needed, but both are valuable. I know. A lot of people, when it comes to talking about intuition, can be a little on the fluffy side, which just isn't your jam, right? But honestly, you're missing a trick if you're not using it, because it's free, and tells you everything you need to know. Your intuition kind of knows the right answer for you long before you're consciously aware of anything and trying to analyze everything logically. When that logical analysis kind of gets in the way, it's being able to essentially tap into your subconscious mind and your body to help steer you in the right direction. It's a very psychological, neurological, and physiological process. So it doesn't sound particularly woo now, right? So think of it as getting back in touch with an old friend. We use our intuition a lot as children, and many of us kind of lose it along the way to adulthood. I've always been very intuitive and a little bit of an empath when it comes to reading and understanding other people, but I had definitely lost my way a little in terms of listening to it for myself and for my own decisions. So I have been working on getting back in touch with it a little of late. So I've been working with a lovely human called Ryan Pinnock, who offers a free one-day event to get you started. And if you want to go, you absolutely should, even if it's just to start dipping your toe in the water, because he's not fluffy either. You can use my link, and I'll make sure I post it below in the notes. Yeah, and I've been learning to really listen more and explore things that I might have usually ignored. So the whisper that I've been ignoring for the longest time is to do with singing. Now I talk a little bit about, I love singing in the car, performances a la Fran. You know, I do love a bit of karaoke too. However, when I have to, it's something that really gives me that pure joy. I'm always, and whenever I'm talking about changing your state, singing's my thing. It's my go-to, it's my happy place. But when I have to sing seriously, I get silly. you know, I make silly faces at the top notes, or, you know, intentionally miss them so it's funny. And this is a pattern I've noticed in myself, a tendency to go to not taking something seriously, you know. So I thought I would explore it. And guess what? It whispers, you answer, and then the weird little synchronicities start to happen. And it is so fun. So just by following this little whisper, I started taking different actions than I would have before, which is obviously the first key to getting anything you want, right? So purely from listening to a whisper and making it conscious. So I've booked myself some singing lessons to just see where it takes me. You know, my little dream vision in my head that I've had for the longest time was being in a recording studio. And guess where the singing lessons are? In a freaking real recording studio. You know, it wasn't the first listing on Google, but it was the first one that I clicked on. You know, I wanted to put myself out there for the potential of open mic nights. Might as well go all in, right? If I'm going to get over this being silly thing, should probably do something like that and sing in public where it's not karaoke. And I didn't know where to start. And guess what? Where I'm having the singing lessons seems to be in a little mecca of music-y type people, and they run their own, yep, you guessed it, open mic nights. You know, I never pursued it because it wasn't something I wanted to be famous for or make money from. And I imagine singing with someone playing a guitar, you know, singer-songwriter kind of vibe, and thought, where the heck am I going to find someone to do that with? Guess what? They run collaboration networking events, and the guy who's teaching me to sing wants to teach me a few chords myself just to get started. Yeah, the excuses were getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and the synchronicities were unfolding, and it was becoming inevitable. Yeah, and all these synchronicities are after tons, literally tons of others that I noticed but ignored. So I'm just seeing where it takes me. I shall keep you updated on Instagram stories, so make sure that you are following me on @I'mFranXL, 2 L's. But now here's the thing. When you think about it for a minute, what an exciting and liberating way to live, right? And those gut feelings, you know, just thinking, what if? And treating it like an experiment. No pushing, no hustle, no drama, just intuition and curiosity and openness to what may happen. No expectation, but taking action despite not knowing the outcome. Yeah. What would it be like to run your business a little more that way? Listening to the whispers about what's right and not right for you, listening to the whisper and just taking a little action and seeing where it leads. So how can you get more in touch with your intuition in practice? So listen, it's there. Just start to be aware of it. It's often repetitive. So notice the things that come up often and listen for what it might be trying to tell you. Are there times where the same thing seems to just keep cropping up? There's probably a reason. Like I say with the singing, so many things. I was like, this is getting weird. You know, notice your physiology. You know, your palms sweating, a stomach ache, butterflies. Is all your body telling you something, positive or negative? Your gut is literally your second brain. There are literally millions of neurons in your gut, and they're trying to tell you something, so pay attention. Yeah, you know that feeling. And notice your emotions. Are you excited, wary, scared? Listen, tune in, take a minute. Yeah, when you notice it, and ask yourself what it may be trying to tell you. I noticed that every time I thought about singing in public or was singing at the top of my lungs in the car, I'd well up. It was weird, I won't lie. It wasn't happy or sad, you know, unhappy. It just a big, seemingly random rush of emotion, which was one of the things pointing me to just see what it's about. Yeah, that's weird, right? There was only so long I could ignore that. So when I post videos from my lessons, I can pretty much guarantee that there will be some tears, especially in the first one. So next, ask yourself for ways around problems. Like, what is the solution to this? What you should do, what you would love right now in the moment. What do you need right now in the moment? Close your eyes and wait for the answer. You're directing your subconscious mind and asking it to talk to you. which it will. It governs 95 to 99% of what you do. It wants to chat. It'll be an image or a feeling or a symbol or maybe like a video playing in your head. Whatever it is, just pay attention. There's no right or wrong. It's a great idea to do this just before you go to sleep too, so your brain can really get to work on things for you. Next one is meditate. Take a moment to just slow down. Your intuition may be trying to talk to you, but you won't hear it if you're all hustle, 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 hustle. Meditate daily, even if it's just for a couple of minutes, and see what comes up. Some serious magic happens in there, but whatever you do, just for a little moment in your day, just slow down. Interesting developments on that. I'm getting ready to launch my meditations. Ha ha ha. I will let you know when they're ready. Next one, limit your time with people who push their opinions on you. I know this can be a tough one, but when there are people close to you who push their own agendas and opinions and beliefs on you, it can really cloud your intuition. So it's important not to let them, however that happens for you, whether it's certain subjects that you just don't talk to them about, whether it's learning to love them from a distance and not spending as much time with them, or shifting the subject around onto them, whatever it is, it's important to let them. Yeah. Your intuition will help you make decisions. It will help you know what you want and what you don't want. It will let you know who to be around, who not to be around. It's tapping into something you already know. You already have the answers. You just perhaps didn't know where to find them before. And now you do. You know, that client your gut tells you shouldn't take on. That client, you just know there's something telling you that you're going to work with them. That potential JV partnership that feels awesome, or that you're actually a little bit wary of, but you can't 100% put your finger on. It will be talking to you in all of those instances, and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds more. You know, how amazing that you've got that resource just waiting to be used if you can just tap into it. Now, it's important to say, don't blindly just follow it every single time, because there's things that can get in the way. Just get curious with it and see where it takes you, because it's important to be able to distinguish between what's your intuition and what is your ego. You know, if you're following me any amount of time, you'll know that there are certain inevitable feelings and gremlins associated with trying to change or achieve something big or outside of your comfort zone. So if you're feeling fear or resistance, then it could actually be your ego talking. But if you have an inkling that something isn't quite right, but you really can't put your finger on what exactly it is, or you have a feeling in your gut, then it's highly likely to be your intuition. So it's time to use this free resource, just dying to help steer you in the right direction.
So, if you got value from this and you know in your gut that now is the time to step up and start rewiring your thinking and changing things for yourself, then book in a free discovery call so we can work out what needs to happen to get you from where you're at right now to the action-taking success you know you can be. And if you want my eyes and ears on your problems, I work with people one-on-one and through my Proactive Pants Mastermind. So stop waiting for if and when and decide to change things now, because you can. And as always, I hope that was helpful. So any questions, just let me know. And as always, I will see you next week. Bye.